we're on. I don't see us on here yet.
It should be on. It should. It's probably usually a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, all right. Well, why don't you, does it look, I mean, can you find it on your end?
Yeah, I'm trying. Hold on.
I know, great content, guys, in case you're starting this at the beginning.
Don't worry.
If you are, just say that this is a very frustrating gaming sculpt, I'll tell you. I have some absolute beauties. Some gems of all gems.
Really?
Being destroyed by On. I have On in every good lineup, as it turns out. And he was, well, he's certainly going to be the highest scoring player to not make the cut.
Yeah, it's going right now, but it's called Test of Restream. But I'll fix that later. We are totally live right now.
Okay, here we go. I actually got to call that. All right, people actually come and join
I will.
us.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself a second. Okay, sorry.
In the meantime, tell me what you've got going on. What's happening for you? You tell me about NASCAR a little bit. I literally can't stand it, but I support you entirely, and I just can't. It's one sport I cannot get into. Tell me how you're doing at it and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, so I actually did a video on the NASCAR slate for today. It's you know, one thing that was so interesting. I've been so used to doing content kind of like days in advance nowadays. It's like kind of cool to go back to the original. Remember we did baseball, basketball. It's like the day of, right? And that's what happens with NASCAR is they don't usually give out the place that they're starting from until like either the day before or whatever. So it's a little more of a time crunch to get the stuff done. But yeah, in today's, I made a little bit in yesterday's Xfinity. Today's Xfinity, to be honest, if I were going to recommend for people to play, I would say it's probably a bad day to play. There's just so much really good chalk today that I basically forced some stuff just to be different for the sake of being different, just because I felt like it. But what happened is that there's two guys that wrecked yesterday, or pretty much, and they're going to get put all the way in the back, and they're basically just stone locks. And then there's another guy who won the race yesterday, and what they did for this particular race was they did inverse order in the first 15 to start today. So the guy Cindric, who won yesterday, who had like easily the fastest car, they're starting in 15th, so he's like kind of a lock there too. And then Algier, who was probably the fourth fastest car, kind of got in a little trouble at the end of the race, so he's starting 20th. So it's kind of it's kind of a chalk fest. So I'm playing, but it's one of those things where I wouldn't recommend it.
Man, I love it though. You're into it. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's cool that you figured out an angle on it.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing for me to wrap my head around because, like, you know, this about me with basketball. So often just kind of have it and enjoy it. Also knowing that it's my job, 20 hours of research.
Right.
The same thing with NFL, but it won't have the same emphasis that basketball does. There's a way that you're able to just completely nullify that out. I guess.
Yeah.
You probably say that I'm competitive and you're not. I think that it's different than that. You're bottom line oriented. You can find an angle on these things, and even if you're not the most informed and you didn't know anything
right.
about basketball years ago, or a year ago, now you're able to compete with everybody, which is pretty awesome.
I wonder.
Let's talk about this lineup you've got sharing up here.
No, so.
By the way, no, that's a beauty. It's a beauty. Anything where you have everybody at 2 under currently, you should be feeling thrilled. Because there's an outside chance, and I've got some side bets. So basically, the bet's a wash if it's 1 under. If it's even, and I made this bet at I guess my time, 9 a.m. this morning. If it's even, I lose, which I don't think I hope it happens. By the way, I'll take my thousands of dollars of losses just to win potentially much more, because I have literally 8 or 9 guys that 80% of my overall lineups right in the even to a 1 under range. So it's pretty desperation mode for me in that sense. But you've got one here with 2 unders on everybody.
Well, no, this is my single entry one, because the reason why I'm interested in this one is.
In a million too?
Maybe no, because in the single entry one, this isn't going to make it because it doesn't. His Neesmith isn't going to cash. Um,
Wait, where's he to that?
he's +3.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah. But let's
I thought I missed something. I was like,
no, let's do a little more fun. Let's do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this up.
That's what's.
Yeah, we're gonna do cut sweats, and then we're gonna do it this way. And we'll look at the million here. See, like this one's got a couple of lineups, but based on -1. So I'm looking at this. Like this guy right here, this is the one. This guy's everybody within the cut line right now, but just barely, right? But that's barely is all I need. Like all these guys are -2. This one's not bad. It's got Shane Lowry at -6.
I've got Shane Lowry, and my best one right now has Shane Lowry
At -6.
I've got Shane Lowry, and my best one right now has Shane Lowry and Rory Sabatini in it. With that's my best one with Matsuyama, Morikawa, and then I've got my worst is Homa.
Yeah, the problem's going to be is that Woodland went in the water. I don't know what ended up happening in this hole. So we got.
Find out what happens with Woodland. I mean, we've seen guys go in the water and come out. He's got plenty of holes to play. He looks really good so far.
I know why it's doing better. Horschel's picking up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, Horschel got it going today. Like these guys. This is the thing that's frustrated me the most is that I really I stand by my plays 100%. Excuse me. When on a rougher day, look, if you could hold one of the double bogeys to a bogey for one of his multiple double bogeys for Benny on for recording. I'm sorry.
I am.
Oh, you are.
No, because I launched it.
Yeah. No.
So worst case, I'll put this up as a video. You know what I mean?
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, we should be back up and running again.
Let's take a look real quick. So I have to relog in to find let's see, I want to find the channel that's actually
Yeah.
different. Is it going to be a different address? Yeah, it has to be.
What the live?
Yeah, that's too bad. That's all right. They'll find it if they do look long enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, That's why I wanted you to try it because it looks like the video is kind of like jerky.
All right.
And now it says live stream offline.
I think we're okay, man. Wait, now it says offline again?
That's what I see.
Why don't you write something in the chat and see if I can see it?
Okay.
See, I'm in the YouTube chat, though.
So am I.
Name is me. Perfect. Yeah, the screen does look weird. It looks very shaky.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try something. What we're gonna do is, am I doing this wrong? I don't know exactly what I did, why everything's shaky right now. I don't know.
Well, let's go with it. I can see it now.
Okay.
Let's go with it. Whoever here is here. If not, we'll just have a conversation amongst ourselves.
Okay, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, it's at least having some shot.
Why were you so worried about Woodland? I actually felt like coming into the day, if I had Woodland, Rom, not Kopka because of the way he looked. Now it's freaking out again.
Yeah, I know.
Is there streams or something?
I only did it to the one.
Alright, that's interesting. I don't understand it exactly.
Yeah.
Now I've got it back up. I've got your screen. Hold on, let me just make sure it works. Test again. You should see that. Yeah, that worked. It's frozen though. Can you move your screen?
Let's try this for a second. Let's try let's try this and see what this does. See if this changes anything. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the Zoom meeting in over here.
No, it's actually working, man. It's just cutting in and out. It's like there's like a frozen thing on your modem or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Well, here, well, then let's just have the conversation. Whatever. Who's ever here can watch or not watch. We're not going to publish this or send this out to everybody.
All right, fair enough. So the reason why it was Woodland is Woodland was like was like he had to make it for me. You know what I mean? Like Woodland had to make it, plus like all these other guys. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like that's what's kind of annoying. But like here, and this is the one that's going to give me I want to say a headache, but this one is going to. I wonder if I can cash for 5 or 6 in the monster because if I can do that, if I can get Woodland home.
First of all, let me just clear something up. You absolutely, can you believe, so last week, in the Millionaire Maker, which has hundreds of millions of people, had a guy finished 137th for 5 out of 6. You can come in top 10 in the monster under certain circumstances. Now,
Right.
It's a little different, we won't even make the cut, but yes, you can cash in the monster.
Right. So like this one, this is so like my monster entry, which you may or may not remember. So this one got with Dahmen, okay, but the rest of it.
Did Dahmen do anything today to at least prevent?
No, he's continuing to go. He's plus another 2 today. He's like plus 9 now. So Woodland only dropped 1 shot. All right, I'll live with it. All right, so this one's got Morikawa and Reed, and it's got a decent. And Corey Connor's having a big day, so he's doing well. So this one again, if I could squeak this guy into the money somehow, that basically saves all my FanDuel money. That's like.
I love, it sucks is that, yeah, that's great. I actually think I can't quite see it. It's a little blurry. So can you read it out for me here?
Yeah. So it's Woodlands, Reed, Morikawa, Dahmen X, and Corey Connors.
What's Corey Connors at right now?
He's -5.
That's annoying. I'm annoyed by this because I have Corey Connors some, but I have him. It's a weird thing. I always say is other people don't play people the same names or same prices. Maybe it's just a flaw of mine because I played Corey Connors with Corey Davis or Cameron Davis. No, Corey's in the Cameron together. Corey Connors and Cameron Davis. I had that little 3 combination in a few of my, and somehow he's in like all of them. He ended up at even after bogey 18. That's another one. I have so many frustrating guys who were at 1 under. I mean, we had on with a beautiful 6 under front 9 today at 2 under, and then he goes bogey, double bogey. I'm just saying, like, I'm just frustrated, man. It's been a nightmare. But that is a lineup for you that can absolutely cash. If you have Morikawa and you have 5 of 6, if Morikawa continues to run away with this, you're going to cash.
Okay, well then that's fine. Let's take a look at some of these other FanDuel ones. Let me see if I have anything else that has hope.
But I'm not sitting here giving this tournament to Morikawa yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's over, man. You kidding me? He's gone.
It's incredible to watch it though. Like he looks like literally like the best golfer we've. Like I mean, this is what we talk about. It's funny because had he not had that showing, he first of all would have been one of the most expensive players out here. So I don't know whether his ownership necessarily would have been higher. But this guy hadn't shot a round of 70 until the Travelers, and hasn't come close this weekend, since we restarted again. So I don't really see him like exactly like necessarily giving up or anything, but like there's still holes to be got out there. I mean, Matsuyama, if he can make a putt right now, he'd be 10 under already.
Yeah.
Shane Lowry, by the way, has missed a couple easy ones. He could be an 8 under easily right now. Like I know it sounds crazy because he's already off to a good start, but there's been a lot of. There's a lot of birdies out there, but there's also a lot of holes that you can get yourself into a lot of trouble on unless you hit the ball in the water and then pull it in from 90 yards like Jason Day.
Right.
That was pretty impressive. But yeah, I'm just really frustrated because I've got an incredible 5 out of 6ers. I've got my Morikawa with Matsuyama. That's my most common combination. But I've got it with Hadwin. I've got it with Lorinsky. Also, but I've got the ons are in all of these. They're just too many ons.
Yeah. How do you, let's take a look at yours. Hold on, let's go to the cut sweats.
I played all 150 this week in the Millionaire.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is also let's take a look and see your exposures and see what.
I spread it out a lot more in the Millionaire. I'm very targeted overall, like in my higher buy-ins, but I don't know. I felt like I still take a lot, and I'll take multiple guys at 10%. We're going to be 3% owned rather than taking a guy at 30% in the bidding because I haven't found a logical way to commit it. I think they play in the circumstances too. And we have players who all did it. JD Holmes was the tournament leader after 14 holes yesterday at 5 under. Somehow he ended the day +1, and then it withdrew. Like weird things are happening. I don't know. I'm embracing some of this weird variance on some of them. Maybe makes course a little easier. I'll probably tighten up my core a lot more next week, but I did spread it out a lot in the millionaire because I wanted exposure to a lot of these other guys. I didn't talk about Rory much this week, and then I ended up with about 14% Rory overall. Is what I
now it's going to be -2, right? -1's not getting there, right?
I would be surprised if it's not -1, and honestly, I'd make money if it's -2. I think it's -1. I think it's yeah. I mean, there's a chance it doesn't go to -1. It would
-2.
golf, but after the first weather delay, and this is what I was shocked on when I started making my bets, and then I looked at the data, and they all sent it to me, and I was like, wow, I made really bad bets. But I basically bet even money. We -1 we chop, even they win, -2 I win. And because of the weather, everybody was completely all over the even because I posted a poll and people were asking why even wasn't a number. I put -1, -2, -3. I didn't put even up there. I didn't consider even to be realistic. It's still possible with the number of holes left. We've seen blow-ups on these courses. We've seen a lot. We've seen I think on 8 there's been 11 double bogeys and 8 birdies today. Like you can get weird holes to completely just mess up everything. And if it does that, to somebody twice, if Jason Day doesn't hold that one in earlier, he doesn't have this whole round going where he's now one of the contenders. There's just a lot of randomness that seems to be playing on this course. There's a lot of people who are playing a lot of holes. I don't know. Some guys look like they're playing basically the toughest course you've ever seen. And other guys look like it's the easiest thing.
So I'm looking now at your exposures here. So you had I guess your best the way I like to say it is your biggest leverage, kind of relative leverage. In other words, like I don't really care too much if you have 8% of a guy that's 1% owned, right? But so you have double the
that could be really to me in the millionaire makers. That's like what's most important.
Oh, okay.
Like I've nearly won a couple of them in other sports, and it's basically been because the guys who I had at like 5-6% that were completely unowned, like 0.25%. Like last year it was the other running back for the Redskins, because AP, whatever you want to call him, was banged up, and they were going to maybe give him more things. Various guys, but I didn't want to play him anyway. I played him in a few of my. I'm just trying to embrace what's been an incredibly high variance situation. But people are still treating it as if it's old school golf, and it's not. Next week it might be, but this is not the week where I thought it would be. So it was much more spread out than I thought it'd be. I obviously was heavy on Matsuyama.
Yep.
He was the number one guy. I loved Scheffler. I actually think that if I would have thought about it more, I would have had more Scheffler. And I think the Wolf thing is just somebody I'm just going to keep going to at double the ownership. I probably maybe could have had less of them. But I don't have many of my high buy-ins, so I sort of decided if I wanted the variance, I'd go there. I also decided the same thing with Kafka, that I would go a little bit higher on him. I was only slightly overfield, unfortunately, on Morikawa. I was higher on Hubbard than everybody else, but that's not working out great. Hovland ended up near the field, which I don't like. I originally was at like 35% on him, and I sort of faded away. Hadwin, I also was going to take a stand on him, but I sort of faded away. I sort of got towards the common ownerships in way too many spots. I took some stands on some really low ownership guys in other spots. Like, I have double the field on Norlander. I do have a lot of guys in that 1 to 5 that the 1 to 2% owned of everybody else that I've got a lot more of. But I did focus it more on my higher buy-ins and spread out a lot of my things here. I also did it a lot based on pairing groups, which is something I didn't used to consider as much. But when you have 1 or 2 days, even in certain tournaments now with these guys, it actually does matter, in tee times and weather were another big factor that I was trying to consider. It hasn't worked out in every situation. situation, but it has worked out in a few of them. So can we go to my actual what I've got going right now?
Yeah, so first of all, Woodland did double on that hole, so he's now even. This is not good. So he's got 9 holes basically to go 2 under.
It also makes -1 a ton more likely. So
you think so?
Yeah, because he's popular enough to where he's gonna be the. There's plenty of guys who have blown up already that were popular, like Dahmen. Dahmen was 20.
Yeah, but who cares if they're popular though?
It matters if they're popular because then all of a sudden, okay, so in terms of actually making the cut,
Yeah.
It may not matter as much, but in terms of actually like where you're at in the tournament, it'll still matter because these guys, other than, I mean, you're all going to be fighting within 9 to 10 strokes, which is we've seen is doable. Thank you, Dustin Johnson. It's just a little bit different when you know what I mean? Like, if your guys make the cut, you're fine. You're just probably not playing for first if your guys are spare.
All right, so you guys can't see this, right? Gary Woodland sucks. Okay, he just now freaking sucks. He just doubled, and then the next hole afterwards, first shot 318 8 yards into the fairway, 159 to the hole, beautiful. Second shot 178 to right rough, 56 feet from the hole. So we're gonna be +1. We are not happy right now. And it's the worst tilt because not only are we not happy right now, but it's not on TV.
Why can't he chip from there to get close enough? I mean, to make it
You know why? Because I need him to. Meanwhile, I tell you, Im made like a 21-foot chip on the last hole to go to -2. I mean, that was if it wasn't for that, I'd be closing the laptop. Oh, here's another one I was going to look at. Hold on, let me pull this up. I actually had I entered 2 entries into the showdown slate. I want to see how they were doing because one of them I didn't think was doing that badly actually. So hold on, let me just. So we gotta buy remaining holes. That's where we're gonna do this. Oh, dude, they're both in the money. So let's see what this is all about here. I entered two lineups. They're both in the money. So this one's got. All right, these guys are all doing pretty well. So I had Morikawa with -6, Burns with -6, Homa with -1, and I got Horsell going with -3, Matsuyama with -3, and Thomas with -3. Okay. All right.
I love it. So it turns out I only have of Kevin Streelman 7%.
Okay.
Not the percentage I was hoping to see up there.
And let me see how let's see.
Let's see the percentage odds of my lineups cashing and that stuff.
Here it is. I have it right here. Let me refresh it.
I do have nobody at worse than -2 with. I've got a Streelman, Seifert, Wawrinski, Sabatini, Cantlay, and Thomas. Got a few 7-unders and an 8-under. 3 7-unders and an 8-under. No leader. That's a pretty nice lineup in case Morikawa blows up. Just in case lineup.
Let's see. We're gonna pull yours up right now. Let's see if it reset at all.
That one's getting everybody through.
Which one are you talking about now? So this one.
This is 100% to get everybody through.
Which one?
Well, my worst player is -2. Cantlay.
Oh, this one's the nuts. This one. Are you kidding me?
The Cantlay one.
With Seifert?
Yeah, but there's no way. I mean, I need you to blow for Morikawa and the other top guys.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. So this is what I was trying to get into with you last week. All right. So when you're trying to assess like what lineups are good or not, right?
The one that has the best leverage.
Right. Well, that's true. But I mean, given where you are right now, maybe I'm just not looking at this right. Like, so Morikawa already has been assigned, right, first place money in his score. Right? That's the way golf works, right? So he has no like place position upside. Where if you have the same score, but you have a different guy, but you don't have Morikawa and the same score, then you have more position upside, no? Than the one with Morikawa in it?
Agreed. But it would be nicer if they didn't have such a big lead. But yeah.
But right.
It's hard to win out the winner. The bonus points actually do come into play most of the time there. It doesn't always. It didn't happen a couple weeks back at the RBC Heritage. The guy didn't have Burger, who won the tournament.
So this one, so what I'm looking at right now, you have, assuming the cut's -1, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 lineups that have everybody within the realm, right? So that's presuming it's -1.
Are there because like anybody who's already done it even should be out the mix.
Right.
But anybody done it even, I probably have like 100 lineups like that. I really do.
But what?
That's not including on. Like I don't see on in any of these lineups.
No.
So yeah, so they're disqualifying him at even. That's fair.
Yeah.
But you're playing still with even. They're not disqualifying you.
Oh, I see.
So.
Well, I'm sorting it by players inside cut. Like if I wanted to, I could show you the guys with 0. I mean, you have this lineup.
No, I don't need to see every.
No, but I'm saying it's not disqualifying a lineup from being shown. Yeah. It's just literally showing the amount of people here is inside the -1, and this is the percent chance that lineup goes 6 for 6.
Okay, so let's see. I'm looking at it.
Given that it's -1 though.
Where are the percent chances?
See down the right column here? Oh, do I have it uncovered? Yeah, down the right column. Percent chance.
Oh, so I've got basically a 50%. So I've got, based on this, you would say I would probably have 6 to 7.
But this is presuming it's -1.
Presuming it -1. I mean, but if we're presuming it's at even, which sounds crazy, but it's still in the cards. Like,
how though? I mean, like, is it -1 right now? Like 71st?
71st, right? So you need 65. So you needed 6 players to drop. Siwoo Kim is at 1 under on the 7th hole. Sam Ryder is 1 under on his 6th hole. JJ Spawn is 1 under on his.
No, but doesn't that mean that you need 6 players to drop for -1 to be the cut?
Yeah, but they can drop for -2 or 3. We've seen it happen multiple times.
Okay.
And we've got 40 golfers still going. So it's possible. Unlikely. Well, look, I bet on the other side of this. I bet -2 was more likely than -1. I'm sorry, I bet -2 was more likely than even, and -1 was astronomically the most likely.
Okay.
It's a strange situation that so many players happen to be at -2 and -3. I mean, it's all bunched up basically. It's just between Shane Lowry and Bogey. Let's do that.
All right, hold on, let me see what.
That's my best one. Is that you can see that? Can you see that one? My one best shot.
The one on the top, right?
Let's see. So, Justin Thomas. No, that's the sort of the funnest one. No, the best one is the one with the guys.
No, hold on.
It's here, I've got it right here. It's not my best current lineup. My best current lineup, unfortunately, has on in it. It's incredible other than that. But it's my best other lineup, which has Morikawa. It has Matsuyama. It has
Sabatini, Lowry, and Homa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I think Homa's dead. I really think it's going to -2.
You really think that it's going to -2?
I do.
If it goes to -2, all these projections are completely off by cut sweats. They should be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No. What they don't.
They are shifting.
Yeah.
It's literally dropped in half. So it's interesting. So that makes it. I think if it does get to -2, so what's the is there a way?
No, you can't do that. Not here. No, you can't do it. You
Why?
can't. Well, there's just not the functionality to change it to -2 on here.
How come we can't do that?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this says cut line -1. Eventually, when it goes to -2, this whole thing will just update.
Maybe it did update because all of a sudden on cut sweats it went from being they were expecting almost 10% of the double up people to make it. Now there's less than 5% expected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that also was because Woodland double bogey because he's
right.
Right. So
Yep.
that's logical. So any birdie he makes, I'm just very frustrated because we went for the guys. So I went after Munoz also. You saw what Munoz did?
Yes.
7 over yesterday, 600 today.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, so these guys are crushing me. They're in my 555. I have a beautiful. I mean, I'm cashing pretty deep right now in 555. I have no chance because I'm gonna have 4 of 6. But it's a nice lineup. It just happens to have the nastiness of those two souls in there.
Right.
It was, and look, it's not to be politically correct or not or whatever. I do believe the Asian players are underowned in general. I also look at Kim and No and Lee. And all
I do believe that Gary Woodland effing sucks. Freaking bogey. +1.
Watch him bounce back, and he's gonna make the cut and shoot like 600.
That's right. That's right. Coming 9th or something like that, right? Exactly.
No, coming like 4th or something.
Right.
Like a Finau. Oh, Finau forgot about Sunday last week.
What's there left? He has 1 par 5 at least.
I got M Matsuyama Morikawa as a combination with on so many places with the Asian connection. Then I've got Homa. You think Homa's dead? I think it's really interesting. Now we got a real. I mean, this is a legitimate, actual sweat of a cut. They can't hear me again, Sheets. What's happening?
I don't know.
For some reason, on my end, they can never hear me. You can hear me.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to do something. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's. I can put desktop audio, but that could end up being a world of shit. Let's see. Mic aux.
Maybe just do that. It's just weird they can't even hear me at all.
No, they can hear you. It's just soft.
Well, they told me last time though that it was like really bad. Like, they were, like,
It was really bad. That's why I said maybe. So right now I'm desktop audio. I have a feeling that what's going to happen is there's going to be an echo, but let's see what happens. Yeah, I was afraid to do this today because I really didn't fix what.
Sorry, I'm trying to get into.
I really didn't fix what I intended to fix.
All right, so we've actually got an interesting. This is getting really interesting now. It's weird because I get excited by it, but at the same time, it means a lot. So I told you though last week, 5 of 6, 171st or whatever in the Millionaire Maker. Sheets, that means you could win tournaments with 5 of 6 last week, hypothetically. Like, I didn't look at every single entry, but I bet you there were some that were won. Smaller, maybe 100 people, 200 people. I bet you they were won with 5 of 6s. I would almost guarantee it, actually. Just an interesting way to think now,
Yeah.
I think the more I play golf, the more I just want guys who try to hammer for it. It's weird because the common thing in all people, because every advanced stat will tell you that basically anyone who's a bad putter is really good to play, It really does. It really is what happens,
Ooh, wait, he can hear you now? I know exactly what I did, by the way.
Okay. What happened? You just want to keep it suspenseful?
Oh no, I told you. I did the I enabled the desktop audio. But I don't know why they're not hearing an echo now.
At least I'm gonna win a couple grand from if it's -2, I'm gonna win about $1,800.
Oh, from like side bets?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
But if it's even, I'm gonna lose like $1,800.
Right.
But at the same time, I'd rather it be even. We are tied for 64 now.
I'm trying to think. Dude, I'm telling you, if it was at even, I think it would be the best investment you ever made to give up your side bets to have all your lineups go 6 for 6 pretty much.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I did it. It was a great.
And where did you bet the side bet? What site?
I put on Twitter.
Oh. Okay.
Slash my DMs.
Okay. No vid.
You can read some of the responses if you want to go through there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then most of they DM me after. Hey, Brooklyn Juice in the house. Brooklyn, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Brooklyn? Give me a thumbs up.
Please say yes.
He's going to say yes, and that's good because he was saying last time he couldn't hear me at all. So okay, so can we go to the likelihood of my things? Can we update it maybe?
Let's try it. Let's see.
So when I first saw your lineup, I thought I saw that everyone was -2 under or better, and I felt really
No, I'm telling you,
so jealous.
no, it's a disaster. Trust me.
If I could have had 6 guys together at -2, are you kidding me? You know how many guys I grinded to try and get to?
Yeah, these guys, your marginal guys you had over 50, kind of like fell off a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's just so funny. You're watching that, right? You're watching a little bit behind, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a little behind you here.
Yeah. So
So I've got
this one with Canley, I'm telling you, dude. This is a great one.
It's incredible leverage.
Yeah. Well, isn't that the idea? I mean.
Yeah, but so is my other one is pretty good. Unfortunately, God, my other one is really crushing right now.
Wait, you have a lineup that has a guy I have never heard of.
Which one?
David Hearn.
Oh, David Hearn. So I ended up with like 3 or 4% of him because I heard a lot of good things about him on similar. Like they can't figure out whether he's better on Bent or Poa, and these guys were like thinking he was a really, really good wild card play. I also played Donnie Peters, I think his name is. He's another one of the low-owned guys. Info didn't work out so much with that guy, I don't think. But he was a guy who I was into. The big mistake we all made. I want to make this really clear to everyone. We have not been paying enough attention to Sam Burns.
No, I had some Sam Burns.
We had some. Everybody had some.
Yeah.
I liked it. And by the way, you called it with the Nick Taylor. I threw a little Nick Taylor.
Yeah.
And I threw a little Von Taylor in at the same time. But you know, and then my buddy, actually, you know, Kenny, was all about Zach Johnson this week, which is nobody was.
Yeah, I don't play him.
I had some opportunities to actually make like some weird, cool plays. I just feel like Sam Burns, it's crazy to think he shot 10 rounds in a row now in the 60s. 2 of those are all, sorry, 3 of those, 2.5, so 2.5 of those rounds, 10 of those, all 10 of those rounds are at 72 par courses. That's pretty impressive. He's a guy I love for showdowns and for the weekend slate. I still don't think he's going to win this tournament. I don't even know if I love him for the weekend slate as much as I like him for the showdowns, but he's been so good and so consistent. And the course is easy enough still where he's been battling. But mostly if you're playing showdowns and those types of things, I would look for people who play good in, you know, a little bit of wind, a little bit of weather, used to it. Actually, I like Poulter for that. You know, if you're looking at final finishing position, I don't like him in general to win the tournament. But again, another guy, if you're looking at finishing position that could actually do very well, you know, shoot another 5-6 under over the next couple of days. I like him. If you want guys who are going to win the tournament, you know, in the other range, I really like Rory Sabatini. I really like Hideki, depending on where he finishes today, but I still like him. Same with Rory, but I like both of those guys quite a bit. I think Patrick Reed also is a really strong bet. And
Burns was 4% in my this showdown slate here.
What percent?
He was 4% in my showdown here.
Because he's amazing. Everybody realized he doesn't shoot over 70. He shot over 70. Only shot 70. He hasn't shot over 70. He shot 71.
He was only 4%. This is, man. If I can really get these guys going, I mean, do I have something here? I mean,
what do you got here? Let's see. I can't. It's taking me.
Well, it's going to pile. I have Morikawa who's in with -6 for the day.
Burns, if you're in anybody with -1, I think you're going to make it. I really do.
No. This is a showdown.
Oh.
But dude, I got Morikawa who was -6 for the day, Burns who was -6 for the day, like at 4%. Homo kind of was bad at -1, but I got Horschel still rolling. I got freaking Matsuyama and Thomas rolling.
I think you might have some chances here, buddy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what else do I got to do? I mean, you know.
Well, who's the low owned? We need Horschel. Actually, I love the God, that's crazy.
Right?
Your money play is Horschel on this one.
Yeah.
But you know what? Horschel could shoot 3 under.
Because Burns already got my leverage. You know what I mean? Like Burns was the nuts here.
Exactly. If those are the guys who 6 under for the day and ends up at 10 under, you're in business.